Hey guys, if you have been thinking about starting a podcast or your current podcast needs a little help, I have the solution for you. Today's show is brought to you by Idea to Launch Academy, the only multicultural podcast academy that to date has helped launch over 500 podcasts. Anyone can launch a podcast, but it takes work and a solid foundation to have a profitable and successful podcast that stands out from the rest. You can Google how to start a podcast and publish it, but then who's gonna listen? When I started my podcast journey a little bit over a year ago, the best decision I made was to actually enroll in the Idea to Launch Academy. It provided me with not only all of the tools I needed to successfully upload my podcast to these streaming services, but Carla also helped me narrow down my niche. She helped me with my artwork during our consultation call. It was just, I needed an editing eye, right? This is my first time doing anything like this, and enrolling in Idea to Launch was the best decision I made. And who's Carla, you ask? Carla Wilmaris, the CEO and founder of Idea to Launch, has put together a course that will help you take your podcast from idea to launch in 30 days with her 5-phase formula that helped her reach over 100,000 downloads in less than a year without a social media presence or any tech background. In the course, you learn how to come up and refine your podcast topic, artwork, recording, editing, marketing, and so much more. Also, when you are a part of the course, you become part of a community of podcasters that all help and inspire each other. I'm one of them, guys. So if you ever need any help, you can reach out to me for sure. Use the link in the description to enroll in the Launch Your Podcast in 30 Days 2.0. Let them know I sent you and get the Instagram 101 crash course for free. Enrollment is now open.
Do I look fat?
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Do I Look Fat podcast. It's your girl, Stephy Kiss. This week, we're still on a high from my live show and my 1-year anniversary of this podcast. So I am giving you a little, not necessarily behind the scenes, but a little peek into what my live show was about. Obviously, I'm not going to give you all the tea because I want y'all to be there for the next one, So let me know what you think about this show. It was amazing. It was an experience from the moment the idea popped into my mind up until this past Monday when I finally woke up the day after the show. And it has actually opened up a new love for creative coordination and just everything I did for this particular show. It wasn't just a party celebrating my 1-year anniversary, yes, I had a lot of balloons, but it wasn't just balloons and cakes and things like that. I wanted it to be a little bit more, right? I styled and I don't want to, curated isn't the right word, but I basically set the scene and set directed 3 photo shoots in my home for my anniversary photo shoot. I personalized swag bags with cards included that were personalized to each person's astrological 6 natal chart, which you will hear in today's episode. I just did a lot of things. I made my own candles, y'all. I made little magazines to go in the swag bag. And it's I'm charging for a show, right? And if I am charging people to come see me, I feel like you're going to leave with tangible, with feeling you know what? This is my money's worth. Not only was the experience enough, but I also get mementos and I get, just things that are fun to remind yourself of the show. Okay, so now I'm blabbing, right? We're going to get into my little introduction of the show, this was my first time. Okay, so on top of creative director and all of that, I am adding sound audio engineer. Like, that might be a little ambitious, but I feel like I tried something similar to this in the beginning of my podcast journey. If you listen to my birthday episode, I wanted it to be something with a little bit of production, but I really didn't know what I was doing. So it was kind of like a mishmash and a mess, and I didn't want my live show to be that. So I figured out a way for the audio to kind of come out okay. I even have visuals, y'all. If y'all follow me on Instagram, which if you're not, I don't understand why not, because that is where I communicate with people. But I have been posting on Instagram reels and behind the scenes just because like I really put thought and intention into the whole entire process. Not just like I said of the show, but leading up to the show and just all the productions behind it, from my color scheme to the balloons to the swag bags to the personalized, just everything, right? And the fact that I was able to get audio, which of course it's not high quality because of the circumstances, the room, the echo, the people. I think I did a really good job. But anyways, enough of me tooting my own fucking horn. Like, goodness, girl. Let's get into my little sneak peek of the show. Hey guys, welcome to the Do I Look Fat podcast. It's your girl, Stephy Kiss. And this week is the 1 year anniversary of my podcast, and it's the live show. I am here in the Bronx with 20 of my closest friends. I fuck with y'all heavy. And I'm very excited for today's episode. So I'm doing something a little bit different today because I'm going to make it a little bit interactive, right? So I'm going to ask y'all a couple of questions about me, and whoever answers first gets a little prize. Whoever has the most pins gets a gift at the end. Are y'all ready? Where did I just announce I am moving to this summer? Gio in the back in the corner, you was the first one. Florida, I'm out this bitch. Which radio personality do I have a crush on? DJ Envy. Oh my God, no! Yes, bitch. Not DJ Envy. I don't even listen to them. Oh my God, I'm offended. Ebro. I know that. Hot 97 all day. That had to be the funniest part of the entire show. If you know me, then you know I have had a crush on Ebro probably since like 2013. It's kind of crazy, and he's literally the only celebrity crush I have. I mean, you know, I find other people attractive, but like if I see Ebro in the street, like I'm shooting my shot. Like future husband, future boyfriend. I hope you understand. I'm kidding, but no, seriously. I have a huge crush on Ebro, and the fact that she said DJ Envy, like, this is no shade to nobody, but I don't listen to The Breakfast Club. I don't listen to Brilliant Idiots. I don't listen to anything having to do with anybody from The Breakfast Club. I'm a loyal bitch, and, you know, Hot 97 all fucking day. All right, let's keep on going with the show. All right, so now that we've broken the ice just a tad bit, we are going to get into my first segment, which is Eat Your Heart Out, right? And everybody knows this is just where I give, like, information and all this jazz. So, if you look in your bags, if you gave me with enough time, there will be a card in it that tells you each your sign, as well as your moon, your rising, your Mars, Mercury, and Venus. Alright guys, so I asked everybody a couple of days ago to provide me with their dates of birth if they felt comfortable, as well as their times of birth, so that I can calculate for you what your astrological big six is, right? And what is your astrological big six, right? Because most people just know their sun sign and they think, hey, that's the only one that I really associate with, and all of that, but it is so much deeper than all of that. You know, there's two people here today that actually share the same birthday, Bianca and Jessica in the corner, but they could be so different. And it's because if you look at each other's charts, there's different signs in different areas of your natal chart. So that actually changes your personality a little bit depending on where it lands, right? So let's get into what each of these planets mean. So the first one, the sun, reflects your basic identity, your motivations, and needs. It's the sign that best describes the way you express these aspects of yourself. So this is the one we grew up hearing. This is the one, whenever anybody asks you what's your name, what's your sign, that is the one you say, right? And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes like I'll read about these signs and I'll be like, that shit don't apply to me. Like, I'm a Cancer, right? First and foremost. So I'm a crybaby. However, I'm not really that emotional. Like, I'm really a cold-hearted bitch. Like, and it's kind of crazy because you just think I'm a Cancer and I'm not that way. But I am. But that's because my moon and my rising are in Gemini. So I just be mad flaky with the shits. You know what I'm saying? So that is why it's best to know at least your astrological big six, right? So the moon sign, that describes your feelings, your subconscious, your instincts, and your habits, okay? This sign determines how you express your emotions. So look at your moon sign, okay? Is it a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo? Is it a water sign like Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces? These are things and there are attributes for each sign that can actually help you realize what parts of your personality stem from, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all a combination of nature versus nurture, right? So we were born a certain way, but then we're also what our surroundings are like. And the reason why I asked everyone for their permission, for their dates of birth and for their times of birth is because this is a very personal thing, okay? You can learn a lot about somebody just by knowing their natal chart and really studying it. You can kind of learn how to manipulate them as well. So you want to be careful, which is why everyone is personalized and I won't share it with anyone, I promise. So I appreciate y'all for trusting me with that. Anyways, to keep on going, so the next one is your rising sign or your ascendant. So usually when people describe themselves, if they're kind of sort of into astrology, they'll give you their big three. So that's sun, moon, and rising. That's usually, nowadays, that's what you hear the most, right? Sun, moon, and rising. So your rising sign describes the surface level of your personality, and it's the face that you show the world. So just like CR thought I might have been a Scorpio, he might have been right because that's what I present as to him, right? Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm a Gemini rising, so which is why I kind of like get along with everybody, right? But it's basically what you present yourself as, okay? So your moon is your subconscious, who you are deep down inside, and your ascendant is who you present yourself as or how you are perceived to the world, okay? So if you want to perceive yourself in a certain way or you're wondering why you get perceived in a certain way, maybe look at your rising sign and see what the negative or positive attributes associated with that sign are. The next one is Mars. And this one is, it's not really a popping one. Like, I feel like everyone really just doesn't pay attention to their Mars sign at all, and I really feel like you should because it actually represents your will, drive, sexual energy, and how you assert yourself and or argue. So if you have a specific arguing style, it might be because of where your Mars lands in your chart, right? I am a crybaby when I argue, point blank period. My Mars is in Cancer. It makes sense, right? When you think about it. So it's very good to know that as well. Next is your Mercury sign. Now, Mercury is the planet that represents communication and how you go about doing so. It also describes the nature and quality of our minds, right? So we always hear, oh, Mercury's in retrograde, Mercury's in retrograde. What does that mean? So it just means that the planet appears to be going backwards in the sky because it's actually faster than us. So all this science mumbo jumbo, I don't really know what it means, but they tell me it's when it looks like it's going in reverse in the sky. And what they say when that happens, just to give you a little aside, is to try to avoid anything that may involve deep communication because it's bound to get misconstrued, right? Also things with like technology. What do we use technology mostly now for these days? Communication. So that can actually get fucked up as well. They also say try not to travel during that time, just because the stars are just not with it, right? But when you want to look at it in your natal chart, you want to look at it as how you communicate with other people. What attributes in this sign, how does that make me communicate with anybody? How am I arguing? Maybe I'm not really meaning to be mean or assertive or all of that, but then it just comes across that way because of my sign or whatever. So it's always good to look at your natal chart just so you can always improve yourself. It's not always about, oh, well, people have to take me for my sign and that's it. Nah, fuck that. You can literally take these signs, look into it, and see what the positive and negative traits are and try to build upon that. And last but not least is the Venus sign. And this represents courtship, adoration, as well as personal taste and aesthetics. It also describes how we like to be pleased. So this is your love sign, y'all. It's not necessarily the sexual sign, but it's how you want to be loved. Think about like love languages. That's the best way I could describe like your Venus sign, right? Okay, so that's that. Does everybody feel like they've gotten a little bit of knowledge?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, that makes me happy. All right, so like I said, this is a special episode, so we're not going to spend a lot. This isn't a Q&A. I don't pretend to know everything about astrology. I Googled all of this, so you guys can all do your Googles. If you didn't provide me with your dates of birth, I believe I gave you a blank card so you can fill it in yourself so that you can do that. So we're going to go into my next segment, which is Heart on My Sleeve. And if anybody knows, this is a segment where I cry. I promise I'm not going to cry today, y'all. I promise, okay? But I just wanted to basically talk about today just the love and support that I've gotten from everyone throughout this podcast, throughout this journey, just getting everything together. You know, I'm learning. It's just me doing this every single week. Well, maybe not every week because I kind of miss like 2 or 3 weeks in between, but we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, every week I produce the show, I edit the show, I record the show, I secure guests, I think about topics. Like, it's just me doing everything. And I know a bunch of you in here who are podcasters can relate to me because it's not easy. And just seeing you guys here and just showing up for me on time, first of all right, I just want to say, whoever wants to talk shit about people of color, all of y'all were basically on time. Even though I told y'all 3, I knew it. Like, y'all were here seated with your drinks, ready to participate. Like, I love it. I love the energy, okay? So yeah, I just wanted to say that. Thank you guys. Again, this isn't a long show. But I am going to get into the ratchet right now, okay? Because it's my favorite segment, as Marcel remembered, okay? It's Are You Deadass? And I'm going to say this to y'all because I fuck with y'all, right? Y'all are all here. Y'all all support me or whatever. I'm just going to say I am sick and motherfucking tired. Sorry, y'all. I told you I was leaving some things just for the live show. So if you caught the live show, then you know what I'm sick and motherfucking tired about. And, you know, if you know, you know. I appreciate everyone who came out to my live show. All of you guys were amazing. The vibes were unmatched. I've had so many people reach out to me after the fact and just tell me how proud of me they were, how well organized everything was, how well put together the whole event was. And I do want to do a quick shout out to everyone who made this possible. Literally every person who had a hand in the production of this event was a person of color. First and foremost, I would like to thank the space, Scott Blue Studios, located in the Bronx. It's an amazing photography studio. Check it out. Check out their Instagram. It'll be linked down below. Secondly, Cakes and Decor, Alyssa, Boo, my bitch, I love you for life. That fucking wall behind me was sick and everybody loved it. Make sure you book her. She's more than just sweets and snacks, y'all. She does whole on installments, okay? And she will bring your vision to life. Also, Rocio at Chiseled Beauty, thank you, boo. She provided lashes to every single one of my guests. Even the guys got it. I figure you have to have someone in your life that likes lashes, right? So just pass it on along with the promo code in each bag. Also, the swag bags, how can we forget? Those were made by Jessie. Literally, that is her Instagram name, a friend of mine, Puerto Rican girl from Harlem, and she finessed those bags, y'all. I had a vision. When I say I have a vision and people actually like pull through and provide, oh my goodness, it's like orgasmic, y'all. I'm sorry, it just is. I get so hype off of that, and she pulled through, okay? And last but not least, the second annual liquor sponsor for the Do I Look Fat podcast, Fountain of Geech, a New York-based drink connoisseur. He delivers drinks, especially like in the summertime. And yeah, check out his page. Everyone's information will be linked down below. I appreciate again all the love and support that everyone showed to me on my anniversary weekend. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. And as always, thank you again for tuning into another episode of the Do I Look Fat podcast. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, _StephyKiss, StephyKiss, and Do I Look Fat Pod, exactly how it sounds. And I will see you next Fine and Thick Friday. Bye, guys. And that concludes the episode of the Do I Look Fat podcast live show edition. And I will see you guys next Fine and Thick Friday. Bye, y'all.